Hi guys. Um, who's here because we've been seeing a lot of videos online about this young man, right? And what is the one of the top? I feel like they're not giving his family, what is it, Juice World family, the respect that he needs. They need. Like I feel like people are just they're just not giving his family the proper respect that they need to. Hi guys.
Hello.
Um, Um, I just feel like his family is not getting the proper respect that a family should get when they lose a loved one. And I just feel like when you're part of the industry, your family has no privacy. Even though your family wasn't the one that was rich, your family wasn't the one that was famous. I just feel like he's. I, what do you think?
Um, yeah, Juice WRLD wasn't perfect. He didn't live a perfect life. None of us do. But just because he's gone way too soon and people want to make justifications to why, that's not fair. I mean,
I,
I don't know.
I just feel like even though they got that story surfing around about the airport and you know him trying to hide pills at the airport. I just feel like y'all need to take a moment to think about his mother. You know, y'all need to take a moment to think about his family. You guys are so quick to put stuff out on the internet because you guys want to reach a certain amount of views. Because dealing with a tragedy, you will never know what that feel like until you walk in those shoes. And we personally know what that feels like, right or wrong. Like, and people making their own assumption of what happened. People putting together your story without you even telling it. And it's just like, as a mother, something like that happened to my son where he's gone. I wouldn't want to flick on the internet and see all these stories about my son the very next day that he passed away. You know, it's already bad enough that I have to deal with an unexpected loss like that. His mom probably don't know. His mom is probably, she probably can't even grasp what happened yet. You know? And then it's already people that's putting together what happened. Even if he did, if even if it was anything involved, even if he did have something, anything, why is it on the internet already? Right or wrong? As we are so damaging as a whole when it comes to social media. We are so quick to criticize one another. We are so quick to tarnish somebody's image right away. To make ourselves look better. At the end of the day, this lady has lost her son. Give that family the respect that they need to get through this hard time. Like, that's sad to me. Like, that's sad to me. Like, I, it's people making videos saying that what he like, leave it alone and let his family deal with this. Like, that's the hard thing about when you're a public figure. Your family don't have the privacy that they need. Just because you're famous, that makes the opportunity of your family have a privacy eliminated. Right? Just try to walk in those family members' shoes. Imagine you going through a loss, and your son's death is publicized. Like, everybody around the world is guessing and saying what they think happened. You know, and it's like multiple posts I see. Well, he was at the airport and he had to do this to hide this to do this. Well, let me tell you something. How did that get out to the public? That's a behind the scenes thing, right or wrong. That shouldn't even be out to the public yet. Like, that's how I say people is so quick to ruin somebody's image. All That's crazy.
We don't want to make this too long, but I'm gonna make a few points before
Right.
I get off. First point: any video surfacing saying he's not dead, or that video that's surfacing that I think he made almost 2 years ago when he said I want to get really famous and fake my death. I promise you, those are old videos. One, if national news posted announced that he was dead, he's gone. There's no faking it when CNN posted about it. CNN is a national news site. So all those videos are fake. Leave him alone. Let his family rest. Second, I done heard so many different stories of how he died, why he died, what he did it for. I mean, from all the way from him taking the pills because he didn't want to get caught by the feds, all the way till him taking all the pills because he don't want to go to jail and get caught with it or get caught with all that on him. I promise you, I don't know what happened, but my personal belief is if that was me in that situation, I'm not taking no. I will take the jail time rather than kill myself over some pills. I promise you, he would have been able to get out. That wouldn't have been the last of him. And maybe he did. Maybe it was. Maybe it was.
Yeah, I want to read
Yeah.
that. I want to read that. I quit journalism and reporting the news a few years back, as all they.
Yeah.
Yes, I totally agree. It's
And Atlando Chumman said maybe it was drugs that he passed away from, but that's not our job to publicize that.
right.
That's not our job to point
Like
that
just
out.
imagine.
Obviously, everybody, you don't know what he was going through. Drugs is not never the answer in my case, or anyone case it should be. But you don't know what he was going through. And I didn't see videos about him doing drugs because he wanted to fit in. I promise you, Juice WRLD did not want to fit in. Juice WRLD was at the top of the rap game, top of the hip hop game, going to tours from state to state, country to country, from one side of the world to the other. Juice WRLD had his own lane. He had his own music style, and everyone was starting to copy him because he didn't do no drugs because he wanted to fit in.
They probably
He
did.
had millions and millions of dollars. He was set for life. His family was set for life. He probably did drugs because he had a deeper meaning, like he said in all his music. Exactly. He was number one on Billboard. He didn't do no drugs to fit in.
And sometimes you do drugs because sometimes they do drugs because they have the depression and don't know. But
Exactly.
when you're at the top, everybody think you have it
Exactly. And
made,
that's
and
what I'm
that's that
saying.
peer
I didn't
pressure.
seen videos of him saying that he did it to fit in because why would he do it to fit in? He's at the top of the game. Maybe just because he portrays to y'all that he's always happy and he always
Don't mean
smiling,
that he
making
was
music,
happy.
and y'all see all these videos of him doing 40-minute freestyles in a row without stopping, and y'all see him doing all this smiling on camera. That doesn't mean he's happy. Just because you got millions of dollars and you're famous and you're at the top of the
And
rap
I'm gonna tell
industry,
you this:
that doesn't mean you're happy.
we're not even big YouTubers. It's a lot of videos that we get on here and we don't feel like doing them, but y'all can't tell in the video, right or wrong.
I promise you, him and his record label, his team, they always gonna portray their artists as being
Happy.
happy, content.
I just feel like y'all needed to respect
You
his
would never
family.
see an artist that cries out, I'm depressed. Maybe in their music they will give you signs. Maybe through other
And
signals they'll give you signs.
even if they cry out, they're gonna delete it in about
Exactly.
a couple hours.
You're not gonna hear someone actually sitting down and saying, maybe a few, but not many people going to sit down and say, I'm depressed, I have a problem.
How many celebrities you seen that committed
Like
suicide
I
and
think it
you
was
like, I didn't see that
I think
coming.
it was G Herbo that made a comment on it about someone saying he was doing it to fit in. I don't want to put too many names, but I think it was G Herbo. He said, you don't know how that feels until you personally go through it. Juice WRLD was at the top of the game. He didn't have nothing to fit in for. He said, and G Herbo said, me personally, I was addicted to multiple
And I
drugs.
like G Herbo
He
too.
said I was addicted to multiple drugs. I went to detox twice, and it's still hard to get off of them. But he said he got off the hard ones. Rest in peace. But he said he got off the hard ones, and you don't know how it feel until you go through it. You
It,
don't know what he did in his previous life before he was at the top of the rap game.
I just feel like nobody understand like that attention that when you become famous, you get so much attention to where your life is not private no
I
more.
promise you,
And that is like a nuisance.
I promise you, you can portray to be happy all you want. You can make everybody else day better, give them stuff they want, and you can still be depressed and sad. You can still not feel like yourself. You can still feel like it's not good enough,
Depression is real, and
and you
people
can't
take
control it unless you get help.
people take people self-medicate and people try to control it on their own. You could take a lot of drugs to numb yourself, but when that high come down, you're still gonna be depressed. You're still gonna have those problems. And depression is so real, but we ignore it and we think that people are showing out and that they want attention, and that's not what they
And me
want.
personally,
They want help. They crying out for help, but they no one's taking them serious.
I promise you, I don't care what people do in their lives, but
When
I'll always believe drugs is not the answer. And it's not even the fact that the drugs make you feel like the pain's not there, makes you feel like you're not vulnerable to that depression stage anymore. It's the fact when you come off of it, you feel worse than you started. If you do research on opioids and all those drugs and all that, I promise you, the after effects is way worse than before. The depression is way less of a effect than the after effects of a drug. You not going to be, if you are addicted to a drug and you're not getting professional help, you're not going to be able to do it the withdrawals. And that's the big thing about taking drugs. And I don't even want to make this a video about taking drugs because obviously Juice WRLD's in an industry full of that. So whether he was depressed or not, he still had influence. If you hang around millions of people who does drugs, what do you think you're going to fall victim to? So even if it wasn't because he was depressed, it was because it was his surroundings. He had no choice. If you're a rapper, you can't just not go around with the rappers because your fans are going to start wanting you to do collabs. And when you do collabs with certain rappers, they bring drugs to the studio to help them make music.
to keep them up all night.
When they're on tours with other artists, they bring drugs to the tours to get through the tour.
Like
And I don't want to point this out, but like you seen, Juice WRLD did get caught with drugs. And I promise you, he probably wasn't the only one on that private jet doing them.
you're right, but I just feel like I respect them.
Exactly. You can feel so popular. You can feel the best at the top. Hell, see.
Hello.
You can feel the best at. You can feel at the top. You could be at the top of the game, but you could still feel lonely. You can have so many people around you and
Just
still
like
feel lonely.
I'm gonna just tell y'all a quick story. We had went through a tragedy, and we was doing giveaways and stuff on here. Just cause y'all seen us smile, y'all don't know how we was behind the camera. Some days we had to pull together as a family to even get on here to make videos, and it was sometimes just like people could.
Think about it. When you're depressed, you don't feel like doing nothing. You don't have the motivation to do anything. You just don't have that umph no more. So imagine being the top of the rap
I'm
game.
telling you,
No,
when we were
wait. Look, hold on. Sorry, but I'm gonna forget my point. But imagine you've been on the top of the rap game and you is depressed or you is going through something. You don't have a choice to say I'm not going on tour this month. You
right,
signed that
right,
record
you got it
label.
right.
You
Yeah, you're
signed that
right.
record label. So even if he's depressed and he's going through something, he can't just sit down and try to get through it, get help. He have to go on those tours across the world. He have to promote those albums. He have to sell all
Cause
those
nine times
CDs.
out of 10 they cut him a check.
Exactly. If not, he's going to get dropped off the record label, just like any other artist. Don't matter if he had a number one Billboard hit. Don't matter if he had nothing.
I'm gonna tell you, depression is so real, and a lot of people don't know that depression is real. One thing, a telltale sign of depression: when you do not want to go nowhere, you want to stay in the dark, you want to stay in the bed, you want to lay down all day. That's not normal. To just like constantly stay in the bed and just not do nothing. A lot of us go around with depression don't even know that we have depression. A lot of people just like I don't feel good. Your mood changed from this moment. You happy one minute, you down, you crying. You depression is so real and it's right there smacking our face and we don't even recognize the signs some of the time until it's too late. Sometimes we don't recognize it until it's too late and then you go back and you see all the red flags and it's like now this makes sense. Depression is so serious. Um, I think the most people that have depression is the people that's at the top because it's an image you got to keep up. And
I mean,
you can't trust everybody.
once he became Juice World, he couldn't come back to one. Sorry. Once he became Juice World, he couldn't go back to the person he was born. He couldn't go back to that name. That wasn't him anymore. Around his family, that was him, but to the public, that wasn't
You
him.
get paranoid because you don't know who you could trust. You don't know who's really there for you. You just
And
don't know
imagine
who's
doing.
genuine.
I'm telling you, imagine being depressed. I'm sorry, but we don't want to make this live about Juice World being depressed or saying that's the reason because we don't want to make up our own
Because
story.
we don't know.
But I promise you, from he's down. It's stuff he's going through. He's taking drugs to get through it. That's the only way out. So that's what we believe in. Hopefully, he didn't just do drugs for fun.
And
Hopefully it was a deeper reason. Not saying that's a justification, but hopefully it was a more than I want to sip lean because this person did it or that person did it. Because I promise you, Juice WRLD didn't need to fit in with anyone.
Because he had his own clout, right?
He had his own lane. He had his own type of music style. He was the only person who can make a I don't want to get into all that, but y'all know Juice WRLD.
And I don't know him like how he know him. I just know him
Multiple
from that one.
Billboard hits.
I just know him from that one song, and only reason why I speak on it because I have a son that's a couple years younger than him, and as a parent, if my son went through this or my son was tragically,
Imagine, Juice WRLD is 21. 4 years ago, he was in high school. 3 years ago, he was in high school.
yeah,
Living a normal life, probably.
that's what I'm saying. Like you know, I would want my privacy, and y'all, if y'all love him as his fans, and y'all say y'all respect him, respect his family.
And my last point, because I don't want to make this
Yeah,
video too long, but
just respect his
but
family,
the thing
man.
is, please don't go on old videos saying he's still alive or and this live might not reach as many people as it should or as many people as it could, but please don't like that's imagine how your parents would feel or someone close to you would feel if you know your child is not here anymore and people saying, "Oh, he faked his death." Like y'all did the same thing with X. Like that's not good for that mom. That's playing with her head. Cause what if she do have hope? Like, dang, he probably did put that video out yesterday. Maybe he did fake his death, and that's giving her false hope and sense of security.
She
And
know
she
her.
and she
She know
still
her
and she
baby
still and
gone.
she still have to go plan the funeral and do all this extra stuff and not see her son again a day again. Her son still can't walk through the front door of her house anymore.
Christmas coming up. Do you think this woman care about Christmas? Her Christmas will never be the same. Her December will never be the same.
And y'all saying like, oh, he predicted his death. He said he feel like John Lennon. They died on the same day. No one can predict their death unless you physically
Take your own
take
life.
your own life. You can't predict your death. And I personally, unless physical proof comes out, I don't think Juice WRLD took his own life. I don't. And it's been rumors. Oh, he took pills. He popped all the pills so he won't get caught by the feds. It's not that serious.
And if he did, so what? Why is it
Exactly.
out there? Let that family
And
have
it
their
was said
peace.
that he got caught with 70 pounds. This is a legend. These are videos. There was pictures, I guess, from the search of the plane. It said he got caught with like 70 pounds of weed, codeine, and they said some other people on the plane seen him pop pills before he landed or something. And I'm pretty sure those people that's on that plane, he wasn't. If y'all seeing him do this and y'all just calm, y'all was probably doing something too. Y'all had to be doing some drugs too.
I just feel like I don't care what nobody on the plane was doing. Just respect the family. I don't care what y'all was doing. I don't care what nobody was doing.
And
Everybody's
then they
still
was saying like
human.
he was doing that because he took his own life because they said it was some people on the plane that said they were gonna snitch on him. I don't just let them do what they do. If they want the official story to come out, it'll come out.
I don't even care about the official story. He's gone. And
Exactly.
let that
Let him
lady
mourn.
mourn her son.
Let his family mourn and it will never get over it. I mean, they can get as better as they could, only can, but they will never get over it.
No.
But
Respect his
let
family.
let Juice WRLD live through everybody else now. He will live forever until the last person on earth remembers him is gone.
Respect his mom and
But
his
that'll be
dad.
there for this live stream, guys. Any points in this live stream that you didn't like, I mean, it's our opinion, it's our thoughts. If you don't like them,
No,
go
I'm
make.
not gonna say nothing negative about somebody
Yeah,
that's deceased.
there's not nothing negative that we
We can't. I'm
said,
not saying nothing
but
negative about.
anything that y'all don't like in this video or don't agree with, you can easily go make a Gmail and make your own YouTube and go make your own video about it. Everything on here it was positive, and we just basically tell him respect his family and stop feeding into the made up stories. But that'll be it for this live stream. Thank you guys for watching. Until next time, signing out from the Gas Can family. We love you. Bye, guys.
Bye.